Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Alliance live show number 54, baby. We've been doing this for a long time now, 54 times, in fact. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Alliance live show. So, for those of you that are here for the first time, what we do is we typically get into some banter about what's going on with Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes in the current state and, recent news. Then we'll move on to some gameplay. We'll kind of do some gameplay while we're doing that, and then we'll move on to a meta report discussion, and then we do a top five, and then we do our Q&A towards the end of the video. So any of you that have any questions that you'd like to have asked on the stream, you can type those in towards the middle of the show or during the beginning of the show. Maurice, my co-host, will compile those for you, and then we'll ask them later on. Speaking of the devil himself, I'm joined by the Golden Chinchilla, and some of you may know him from his work on Operation Metaverse, as well as his own channel. Good old Maurice is with me here today. How you doing today, buddy?
Good, man. How you doing?
Good, good, good. So we have not a whole lot to discuss as far as news in the game. There's not a lot of whole new things that have come in. We have no updates really to speak of, but we do have some information as far as there's been a little bit of a rumor going around that possibly because of HK47 being the it's not daily login character for the Game Changers, but because HK47 is the daily login character in the game this month, that we might be getting a droid rework. So I wanted to kind of touch on that to start the show here today. So what are your feelings on that, Maurice? I mean, do you think we're getting a droid rework, or do you think it's Darth Revan coming to the game? Do you think it's, you think it's just maybe an HK47 rework by himself, or do you think it's absolutely just nothing?
Uh, you think it'd be some sort of droid rework, right? You think it would be. Because long ago, I say it all the time, they mentioned that the Grievous rework was on the table. He's got slots for two Zetas.
Right.
Just, I don't know. Just Darth Revan, I don't think so. I think it's more of a droid, and then that droid rework can kind of slowly go into the Separatist rework, right? They're pushing all these Geonosian ships on us. You have to use Dooku and Asajj in that Sith quest, the new quest system. They're slowly kind of getting our Separatists ready. So, I mean, it'd be nice to get, because taking Dooku to Gear 12 is kind of, what are you going to do with him for that quest? So it'd be nice to kind of, if you do that, get kind of rewarded for it, I guess. I don't know. Droid rework. Make a long story short.
Yeah, I think that if it was a Revan thing, I think Revan's going to come into the game with much fanfare. Okay, it's not just going to be like, surprise, it's Revan. You know what I'm saying? It's going to, there's going to be, there's going to be a whole Sith thing around that. And I think we already got our Sith slash Knights of the Old Republic thing this year. Like, we got Traya, we got Scion. They're not just going to drop Revan after that now. Revan's going to be a big deal. I mean, they know how much everybody wants Revan. Now, the reason everybody thinks this is because HK47 is like Revan created HK47 actually. You know what I mean? So they have they're like kind of a team, and they're really kind of go hand in hand. So I think that whenever Revan does come out, they'll probably incorporate some sort of synergy between Revan and HK47. But I don't think that that's going to be today. I think what we're looking at in the near future is probably, I think, two things. I think eventually we're going to get a Separatist rework, which will include General Grievous. I don't think Grievous is going to get reworked with the droids. And I think we're going to get a droid rework. And I think that characters like HK47, I think, characters like, for example, IG-88, IG-86, possibly B2 Battle Droid, we're going to get some love. I mean, characters like R2-D2, Imperial Probe Droid, BB-8, L3, those characters are already meta. I mean, they're already good characters. So the characters that need some love, even though IG-88 did just receive Zeta, I think I think he could still use some more love in other areas. Honestly, though, he kind of did get a rework. So I mean, they may not touch him, but I think that IG-86, Magna Guard, B2 Battle Droid, and HK-47 are all due. I mean, hopefully, keep my fingers crossed. I'm a big fan of General Grievous. I hope they rework him with the droids because I would love to have like a droid synergy with either General Grievous having a better leader ability or HK-47, just getting kind of an upgrade to his already awesome leader ability that can incorporate General Grievous. But I think that we're looking at least those four, like IG-86, Magna Guard, B2 Battle Droid, and HK-47. And that's probably, I think, going to happen before the end of the summer. That's just my opinion. Maybe it's this month. I don't know. But, I know that, this game's not going to stop putting out characters either. So if they are going to incorporate a droid rework, I think it's going to be associated with another droid that comes into the game as well. So they'll probably add a new character to the game as well. And I don't know who that could be. I mean, again, we have the majority of the popular droids in the Star Wars universe already in the game. So it would have to be some secondhand character. Maybe it's Iden Versio's little droid, but that's kind of a probe droid, right? Maurice, you there? Okay,
Yeah,
so
I'm sorry, I was on mute. I don't know if you can really make a character out of that though. That's kind of, I don't know.
well, I didn't think you could make a character out of BB-8, but they did that. So I mean,
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean? Like I didn't think BB-8 was coming. I thought BB-8 was going to be hardware. You know what I'm saying? Like for the ships. I thought that we were going
to. But the droid you're talking about like fits on your back, right?
Right.
Like I don't know.
Right.
It'd be, I don't know. Maybe.
Maybe.
I honestly thought they were going to make those characters available in this game. I really thought we'd get some Battlefront characters in here, just to kind of cross promote. They're both EA products, right? They're both Star Wars, so that didn't happen. But that's I don't know. I think a likely scenario is they don't do anything to HK, but he is a droid, and they'll just rework those three separatists, like the IG-100, B2, and Grievous. Maybe give them some sort of synergy between either two of them, all three of them, and that's probably it. And then maybe it's a separatist rework. I don't know. I just don't see Revan. You'd really have to rework IG-86, and I mean 47's leadership's great, but I mean 86 is just not cutting it anymore. And they gave us such a dynamic droid in the L3. That character is amazing. It's just she doesn't really develop and get fantastic until you get her like 7-star gear 12, just so she gets all the health. And she's just not 3 and 4 stars. She's just not quite there. But that is a character you guys might want to keep an eye on and maybe consider if you have the resources. She's a very good character.
I'm actually about to run L3 right now with this squad here because I was doing a stream earlier today with Mobile Gamer. And
you have a 88 Zeta?
I do have the 88 Zeta.
If you got it modded pretty well, that's a team I use for TW. That team's awesome.
Use 88. Okay, let's go with droids here. Try 88 with the Zeta. And we'll go ahead and see what this can do here.
The Star State Inferno Squadron needs to be added to the game. I totally thought we would have gotten at least a couple of the characters from that, but we did not.
So let's see what happens here. I'm going to go ahead and AoE these guys. No! Okay. I'm going to dispel. Okay, so I haven't really used L3 too much. Let's see what we got here. Heal all Scoundrel and Droid allies 50%. Max health. Prepared. Allies. Then grant all prepared allies tenacity up for 2 turns. If any other allies are prepared, reduce this ability's cooldown by 1.
Passive. Just pump her up because when you finally get it up to tier 3, like she doesn't really do much. And don't use your taunt now because your droids don't need healing, But if you use that passive and just stack it up, she gets 100% crit chance or counter chance rather. And when she counters and crits, she reduces Illuminated Destiny. So I mean, when you're building L3, you want to make her as much health as possible, and you want to stack her with crit chance. So I mean, she really doesn't do much other than that. She basically heals once, gives your droids, you know, a get out of jail free card with the Zeta, and just counters and it reduces Illuminated Destiny. Basically, is what she does.
Well, it looks like I don't have that ability anymore, so now I gotta heal, which was a waste because IG-88 had shock. I wish I could have dispelled that taunt.
No, you liking droids so much in general, or you know, used to run them. I mean, this is a cool character that you'll probably want to get eventually because you got the rest of the droids. I mean, they're not like a meta team, but if you already have most of them, Gear 11, Gear 12, you might as well because she's one of the better ones.
Oh yeah. Oh. Okay. Now we can heal. Not quite. She's on her deathbed.
But did you see that? How did you see how 88 when he got hit, went up back to green?
Yep.
Because he technically died, but that Zeta on L3 kept him alive and equalized their health.
Right.
So I mean it's not real noticeable if you're not paying attention like that.
No. This is bad. I think I played this all wrong. I don't know. It's like when I use Sith Trooper, he sucks. But for some reason, like when I play against Sith Trooper, he's just annoying, man. I mean, like it's like you can't get past him. You know, but it's like for some reason when I use Sith Trooper, he's just like a waste. They just discard him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's like for some reason when I'm using Sith Trooper, he's not this good. You know, but he's got like I don't know why he's constantly taunting. I mean, it's something I'm doing wrong.
Well, just I don't know. Against a trail lead, he sucks. He's terrible against trail leads. Just I don't know.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I just
he's still great if you're not faced a bunch of. I wish I wouldn't have gone and taken him to Gear 12 now. I don't use him at all. He's just my shard is just filled with trail leads and just he basically just taunts, gets retribution, and commits suicide. It's not. I don't like it.
If any of you guys have any suggestions here for, for how to beat this squad with this team, I think I got to take IG-88 out, and maybe
88 really needs those two pieces at Gear 12. It's like, what is it? Over about 13,000 health he gets, 15,000 if you count the other piece too, the new piece. I mean, he gets a ton of health, but I guess all characters do.
Let me see what IG-88 has. Okay, so he doesn't have any of these pieces. Now he does.
Here, take them all.
Give him all, and yeah, now he's probably a little bit better. He just got 12 speed, right? So I'll try him out there. I'm going to use L3. I don't think L3 has these pieces either, so let me give her those pieces. Okay, and. I don't think I've equipped them for. Oh, he doesn't even have mods. That's not good.
That would have something to do with it.
That's not good.
Yeah, IPD is an option. Mr. Wonderful. Yeah, you might. Yeah, try maybe swap in IPD for 88.
IPD for 88. That's an option. All right, let's see here. We'll go with health here. That's good. We'll go with some potency here. Yeah, we'll just try to level this up. 7 speed. Not really something to write home to mom about, but we'll take it. As a matter of fact, I'm just gonna try this one. Okay, well that's 14 speed. That's better. So we'll take that. And then we'll go with I hate the defense primary. That stinks. We'll use crit chance. It's on a crit damage mod though. That's really not that exciting. We use a protection. Let's go with okay. Alright, there we go. We have another potency mod here. see what that does. Still 3 speed. Fantastic. Yeah, that's great. At least we have the potency set though, and then here we can hope that I have a tenacity mod. And I do, but his potency as a primary. Maybe the house speed is a secondary if I do that. No, whatever. We'll just throw it in. Okay, so that's his mods, and BB-8 doesn't have mods either. This definitely has something to do with why this team is not doing well.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I think that if they were modded up correctly, this would have been a totally different outcome. So, sorry, guys. I know this is probably not exciting to watch me just mod up my characters, but, you know, it'll probably showcase this team a little bit better. Let me... go with the offense here. No. Let's go with... is that you, Maurice?
What?
That crazy sound?
Could be. Let's go. What is it?
I don't know. All right, so let's see. That's good. We'll go with that. It's actually
Speed, man. You need a speed set on him.
yeah. I mean, yeah, but we're not. You know, it's not like I actually have a speed set just available to do that. So we're just gonna go ahead and use what I have, and we'll put. Let's put one more crit damage mod on him. Okay, so again, he's not modded as great as you'd like. I mean, 231 speed kind of stinks, but it's still better than no mods. And of course, you know, I had to lose Ray there. Okay, and she has no mods. This is fantastic. Okay, so I'm gonna mod Ray a little bit here. Crit damage. Crit damage. I think I'm actually going to go with crit damage and offense. And then we'll do protection and full speed. Level this up. 3 speed, really? We'll take it. And then we'll put tenacity here. Yep. Alright, so we'll just assign that. Confirm.
Just level up some good old 4-star tenacity mods, huh? Just gonna take them all the way up.
Man, I just modded 4 characters in 30 seconds. Okay, well at least I tried to. You know, so we probably lost like 7 people watching the stream just because of me modding people. You know what I mean? They were like, "This is he really modding characters?" Unsubscribe.
Well,
all right.
I will say if we got newer people that are watching this, July is going to be a busy month. You got 3 legendary events this month. I guess CLS is going on now or just ended. What's going on right now? Is it CLS or R2?
I think CLS is going on right now. I have the CLS event available, and I think R2 is going on right now too. But
And then Emperor Palpatine's coming back, Thrawn's coming back, and also the Chimera's coming back. So this is gonna be a busy month. If you guys need any of those, I think it looks like we get all the assault battles, tons of Omega battles, which is nice. I think we have an Omega battle here going. We got one now. We got another one going live in what, a couple hours,
yep.
and then another one in a couple days.
Okay, let's get rid of Palpatine because that would be amazing. Yes. Okay, this start is much better.
Well, because you got some mods on your characters.
This is a much better start. How is it? I mean, where's the taunt coming from? I mean, he didn't even get a chance to go. Okay. We really need to get rid of Scion here. So let's dispel this guy. Let's stun Scion. That didn't work. Okay. Let's try to get Scion out of it as quick as possible. No! Somehow he's still... He didn't heal from that. Okay. How did Sith Trooper taunt? I mean, like, what?
Because the Sith are using abilities. Every time a Sith character uses ability, he gets a stack of defense up, then taunt.
Oh no! Oh no! This was
yeah, that's not good.
what the heck, man? Come on, man! Really? This is all falling to pieces in like a matter of seconds here. I mean, like, I was looking fine just a second ago, and oh no! Now R2's gone. All right, now let's see if we can get rid of Scion. This is gonna be hard. It's not gonna happen, as a matter of fact.
No, not looking good, man.
Let's dispel him. Oh, come on. Leave 88 alone. Leave him alone. No.
Yeah, he's done.
Let's see if Rey and BB-8 could do this on their own. No way. It's over. Because I mean, he's got. First of all, he's going to come back, and he comes. Oh man. Okay, let's quit this. This is over. Because this is going to go back and forth until I get annihilated. So I'm just going to get out of here. What a disgusting turn of events. Like what a putrid turn of events. I mean, I thought that I was looking pretty there for a second. You find my lacking of mods disturbing. Listen, there's a lot of characters. Okay, I don't have them all modded yet. This is also a second account. I gotta work on these mods. But you're right. Characters like this, like Rey, BB-8, R2D2, I mean, they should be modded for sure. I just don't really use them too much on the test account because I have them maxed out on my personal account. So it's like I really more play around with characters I don't have. So I mean, I don't really mess around with them too much. Well, let's try this again. Let's try to get rid of Palpatine. Good. Now.
Well, the cool thing about 88, he's squishy, but if you attack target lock characters, he gets a ton of health back. I think it might be 50% health regen when he hits target lock characters. It's pretty nasty. That'll heal them all the way up.
Well, the problem is that is obviously Scion, right? I mean, like
just leave Scion for last.
All right, let's take out.
You gotta get rid of it. You got just finish that trooper. You gotta get rid of Nihilus.
Now, let's see what happens here.
Reduce turn meter on Nihilus, yeah.
No. Okay. Oh, of course he taunts now. It's AoE. Maybe that. No, it's not enough. Take him out. Take him out. Yes. Yes. Okay, now leave him alone. Okay, we're gonna heal. We're gonna heal him, and now I'm gonna reduce Vader's turn meter. We're gonna get Illuminated Destiny here pretty soon, which is pretty cool. Okay, let's try to get rid of Vader here. If we can get rid of Vader here, this is ours. Yes. Okay, so now it's just, I think this is auto sauce, right?
Yeah.
Let's see what happens here. Illuminated Destiny. Yes. Let's take him out.
Boy, you got to do something about that 88. He should be hitting for way more than 14,000 on a crit.
Don't talk
Illuminated Destiny.
Don't talk about my 88. My 88 is really good. Okay.
He should be popping Scion for like 30K underneath Illuminated Destiny.
Well, Scion's not doing that again. Scion's out. Okay, this is the end of Scion right here, as far as I'm concerned. Ability blocked. Scion's going down. Illuminated Destiny again. Oh, that's it. Yes. Okay, so this team can beat the Nightmare team, which is pretty awesome.
Well, there's no Trey on that team.
Let's not talk about Traya. Okay, let's just Traya. Don't even mention Traya.
No
okay, Traya does. We don't even talk of Traya. We don't mention her. She's like Voldemort. We don't talk. We don't say her name. Okay, Traya is OP. Okay, let's be real here. I mean, you face against Traya. I mean, she doesn't let you. You can't do anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially, I mean, if you put Traya as like lead, and she's like 7 stars, I mean, it's really hard to figure out. I mean, I have a test account with maxed out everything, and it's very hard to beat Traya. I'll tell you that right now. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I was trying for hours to like record a team with the Jedi that could beat Traya, and it was like, I mean, I realized like even if I got close a few times, but I realized like even if I pulled it off, it would be fake, right? Like, I mean, it was I would be giving false information. Like, it may look cool for a second, but if anybody else had tried that themselves, I'd be advertising like a team that really wouldn't be able to do this on a regular basis, right?
Yeah, so, without like 130 secondary speed in every character.
Right. So I mean, I was like, that's not the right thing to do. So I just showed beating the Palpatine team, because you can beat a Palpatine team pretty easily with Yoda and the rework, but Traya is something else. I mean, you can't do anything. I mean, we'll face against the Traya team right now. I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. If any of you guys have a team that you'd like to see, try out, you guys are welcome to make a couple requests. I'm not saying I'm going to get to all of them, but I'll try to do whatever I'll try to do a couple. Let's see here.
Mythos has one over. It's Traya, Darth Nihilus, the Triumvirate, IPD, and Old Ben.
Okay. Well, first here we want to. I believe we want to stun Thrawn, right? Do this. Okay. We want to get rid of Scion.
BB-8 loses a lot of his effectiveness versus Atreya, because as soon as the Sith go, they're just going to shed that target lock.
Right. Well, that's what I'm telling you. I mean, this team is not going to do it. I mean, this is
no. I know it. No. I've tried. I've tried this team.
I've tried better teams than this. I've tried better teams than this, and this team is just not going to pull it off. But
no.
What I can do is dispel that. No, don't one-shot my BB-8. Trey is so ridiculous. I mean, BB-8's already dead. Look at BB-8. He's dead. It's ridiculous. We're 30 seconds. We're a minute and 30 seconds.
He won't be dead. He'll come back.
Okay, let's. If we could just get rid of.
Yeah, he came back. Yeah.
If we could just get rid of Scion, I mean, that would be not bad.
Yeah, but when you keep going after Scion, and Nihilus's health pool just gets absurd big. Like you can't just focus Scion and
No, I know what you're saying, but I mean, what other options? No, that's what I'm talking about, man. Come on, man. Really? That had to happen when he has that much health? When he has that much health? Come on, man. Come on. What kind of luck is that? Really? That's ridiculous. I'm so upset. I'm going to quit this match. I'm so upset. That's how upset I am. Because I mean, it's all downhill from there, guys. I mean, I have a crystal ball. We're losing. Okay. I mean, so it's not worth it. What's the squad that he suggested?
we got two. We got Treya, Darth Nihilus, Scion, IPD, and Old Ben. And we also have JTR, BB-8, R2, Resistance Trooper, and Poe.
Okay, so we're gonna try that against Palpatine because I mean, obviously Treya is instant death. And what was the first one?
It was the Triumvirate,
Okay, so
Trey lead, Scion, Nihilus, and then IPD and Old Ben.
Treya lead. Oh, Sion's down here. Sion, Nihilus, and the old Ben.
In IPD, yeah, the Triumvirate, IPD, and Old Ben.
Well, I mean, this is gonna be. We're gonna wipe the floor with this Palpatine team with this team.
Yeah.
This shouldn't even be legal. I don't know, man. They're rocking our house right now. Let's see what happens. Okay.
Like we'll see, but I don't know how effective IPD is going to be. Like, I mean, if Nihilus gets all that stacking health steal or all the stacking health, because IPD only does 99,999 damage. He does not like annihilate. So like you see it a lot of times in TW. You'll go up against Sith Zone where the Sith Troopers have like 130,000 health protection.
Well, I mean, you can see we're gonna do this, right? And now it's over because I mean you see like they're doing no damage. I mean like first of all, goodbye Palpatine, right?
Yeah.
Goodbye. Trey is ridiculous. Okay, so let's. What is this? This is dispel all buffs on enemies. Okay. All right, that's good.
Well, if you got the Zeta on them, they won't be able to get any more buffs. Like if you have the Zeta on IPD,
Yeah.
yeah, Scion won't taunt. Neither will Sith Trooper. Well, you missed on Scion, but Sith Trooper won't taunt anymore.
Oh, Nihilus just annihilated my my Scion. This could turn the tide here, except for the fact that I'm gonna probably annihilate somebody myself. Well, first off, let's try to get. Oh! He just totally he sacrificed himself, but I mean that was the end of. Okay, all right. Let's. So when I pick this person here, what does this do? This dispel all buffs on target enemy and increase their cooldowns by 1. Inflict isolation on target enemy traitors and grant them protection up. Okay, so we're going to give that to Ben. Okay, and then we're going to annihilate Nihilus. And then I'm just going to press auto because it's over.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, because there's nothing they're going to do now until Nihilus annihilates somebody or. I mean, it's over. I mean, first of all, I mean, Darth Treya is going to do stuff like that, and she's going to take people out on her own. But yeah, I mean, it's a good squad. I think that there's some better squads. I mean, I'm kind of glad that the IPD basically took out a full protection. Oh, you saw that?
I don't really. Yeah, you could probably find a better tank than Old Ben for this team.
Vader took out Old Ben. I mean, I would.
Yeah, I just saw it. I'm watching the YouTube video.
Yeah, I mean that was pretty intense. I would say, yeah, I think that I think there's probably a lot of tanks in the game that might be better than Old Ben in that scenario. But I think the rest of the team kind of looks good. I would say even instead of using Old Ben because you already have a tank in there with Scion, maybe using Thrawn on that team.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, let's try that out with Thrawn against a Traya squad, right? And I'm gonna take out Ben, old Ben. I'm gonna put in Grand Admiral Thrawn and see if we can beat this other Traya squad with Traya. Actually, you know what? No, because that's not going to really show you how much better the team is. You know, because we're facing a different. I'm just going to go into the same match against Palpatine, and we'll see if it actually. We'll see how much easier it is to win this match with Thrawn in there instead of old Ben. I could be wrong. I'm saying I'm just going with what I feel here, but all right, let's see. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Okay, and now we're gonna do that, and we're gonna just.
We got one for Mr. Wonderful, the Grandmaster Yoda lead with Hermit Yoda and the Triumvirate. We had a couple guys run that in our shard. It didn't last long. They climbed fine with it. I mean, they got their spots and payout, but they fell pretty far on defense. But if you have all those characters, I mean, if you have the Triumvirate, then I don't know. I wouldn't use the 2 Jedi overnight. Like you said, Thrawn, Sith Trooper, I mean, even Sith Assassin. You can throw in Palpatine, Vader. It doesn't matter. I think anything's better than those 2 on defense.
Yeah, let's see what happens if I try to take out Nihilus here. You think IPD will do it?
If you haven't been pounding on Scion too much, yeah.
Close. Well, that's pretty much ball game right there. Because now that they can't annihilate me, I mean, there's really not much they could do.
No.
Except
I mean, that's a perfect example. Like IPD's not guaranteed to kill anything, especially now with all these characters getting all this massive amount of health. IPD's value is slowly going down. Like there's a lot of characters now that you can easily get above 100,000 health of protection with these new pieces. So IPD's not going to be enough to kill them, which kind of sucks because a lot of people are just now getting their IPDs, finished and geared and 7-star and all that stuff. And now he's not quite as good as he was.
Yeah, I think this was a little bit easier than doing it the other way. Thrawn beats old Ben. But what was the other suggestion that we had?
The Triumvirate with both Yodas. Grandmaster Yoda lead.
Grandmaster Yoda lead. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll take Traya out. We'll put Grandmaster Yoda in there. Take out Thrawn and IPD. Throw Traya back in there, and then we'll throw in Hermit Yoda. And we'll face against a Palpatine. See what this does. Okay. So let's put Master's Training on Darth Traya. Yes.
All right. I don't know. I don't really.
I don't know. This is a team I've never tried before, so I mean, maybe I should have thrown it on Yoda. I don't know, but I'm just.
I don't have any of the Zetas on you. I don't really use the Jedi much, so I'm not.
Let's spread buffs here. Okay, and let's isolate Sith Trooper, and then we'll give protection to Yoda. And we're going to go ahead and area of effect them.
I mean, the tenacity up on this team is kind of silly. I mean, the only debuff you have to worry about really is days because you're immediately shed the rest of them, or at least on the Sith. I guess it's helpful for the other two, for the 2 Yodas.
That's really what it's all about. Let me go with Palpatine here. I'm going to spread these buffs. Hermit Yoda really hasn't got a chance to go. Okay, again, let me try to go twice here. I think I can possibly get Vader down. Yes. Okay. Work on Palpatine here. Wow. This took out Palpatine there with a 51k crit. That was nice. All right, let's work on Scion. I'm going to heal. Okay, keep working on Scion. Ooh. Ooh, okay. Let's see if I can take out Scion here. Yes! Okay. So let's spread the buffs. And now it's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time for Nihilus to annihilate Nihilus. You know what I mean? So once that happens, it's pretty much easy peasy. I'm going to try to reduce or remove turn meter here. That didn't work. Okay, let's keep working on Sith Trooper a little bit. But now we're going to call in Yoda to assist with her. Okay, Yoda again. Alright, so this is pretty much, I think, a wrap here at this point. So, yeah, I mean, we can win with this team, I think. We pretty much showed that. Okay. And that's the end of Nihilus. There we go. So, what did we learn?
Traya wins.
Traya wins. Okay, so I guess we ended up making that work. But if you guys have any other suggestions or any other squads you want to try out, let me know in the chat. For right now, because it's at that time of the show, we're going to move on to the meta report. So we'll do that. Then we'll do the top 5. And then I'll go back to doing some more arena gameplay, and we'll try out some different things there while we do the Q&A. Okay, so moving on to the meta report. Again, not much different. So we're going to kind of fly through this here. Commander Luke Skywalker is behind Emperor Palpatine, which is kind of interesting, right? Because, I mean, wasn't Commander Luke Skywalker kind of falling behind Rey? Like, did CLS, like, get a bump?
Well, you know, I mean, if that CLS event is out now, I don't know. It doesn't pop up for me anymore. But if the CLS event's out, that means a lot of people have gotten CLS, and they're just kind of testing them out, like on newer shards. But I have seen a couple people run them on my shard. I guess he's a counter for Traya to some extent. I'm not real sure. I mean, I have Traya, so I've just been using her. I don't really know how to build a team behind him.
CLS is not a counter for Traya.
I'm just brainstorming here. I'm not really sure why he's that high.
Yeah. No, I agree. Traya is continuing to move up the list. I mean, she's right behind Rex, so I think she's gonna be I'll probably take over Rex next week.
CLS beats Rex. Okay, that's Mythos just said that. Okay,
yeah.
There you go.
And I know you were telling me that Mother Talzin's not on there anymore, but Mother Talzin still holding on strong there at number 6, I think, right? Yeah, number 6 on the top 10 list. So she's the number 6 best leader in the game. And you know who's ahead of her is Darth Vader, right? People still using Darth Vader Zeta to lead.
Well, Darth Vader, he is a counter to Traya. Not the best one, but I mean, it does work. So we've seen him climb every week for 2 weeks now. So people are resorting to that.
Well, that Wedge Antilles lead is the counter to Traya, right?
Yes.
That's why people...
I suppose so. But I mean, if you're a newer player, I mean, Wedge Antilles is not the character he once was. You know, I wouldn't suggest go straight for Wedge like I would have a year and a half ago, you know.
Well,
So Darth Vader might be a little more feasible for a newer player than a wedge lead. I'm not sure.
Year and a half ago, you needed to have wedge
Yeah,
Achilles.
it was mandatory.
Um, well, Kylo Ren on Mass is still on there. I mean, and he's got a great leader ability. I really don't believe I don't understand why his leader ability isn't more meta. I think the main reason is because there's just not enough good first order characters. And I was actually talking about this earlier on Mobile Gamers live stream this afternoon. If I made a video about 2 weeks ago about first order possibly, eventually getting, Supreme Leader Snoke or the Praetorian Guards. I think if there were like 2 more meta first order characters, I could see Kylo Ren shooting up this list to top 3. You know what I'm saying? Because his leader ability is that good. It's just missing something. I don't think that the kits for first order officer, first order TIE pilot, and really even Kylo Ren with the mask are meta enough to hold it down. I do really like first order stormtroopers kit. I think he's a great tank. And his Zeta is also really good, but I think that there's definitely something lacking there with some of the other characters. First Order Executioner is really good, but besides those 3, Kylo Ren on Mass, First Order Executioner, and First Order Stormtrooper, there's 2 other pieces missing. And I think if there was a, if there was a Praetorian Guard in there, and maybe either a supporting Supreme Leader Snoke or a leader Supreme Leader Snoke that kind of, I would just say even supporting Supreme Leader Snoke, or maybe they had multiple Praetorian Guards, like, with different abilities, different weapons. I think that you could see Kylo Ren unmasked kind of shoot up to the top of the list there. But Harrison Dula holding on strong at number 10. And I think that's really just mainly because of all the newer players that are trying to get Rebels, right? So, I mean, if you're starting out this game today and you're trying to think about the best bang for your buck to start off and get Emperor Palpatine and then also get Grand Admiral Thrawn, you should be going Phoenix, because you're getting 5 Rebels there, and then you're also getting 5 Phoenix characters, so you're able to basically knock out 2 birds with 1 stone. So that's why I think you're seeing a lot of Harrison Dula up there. And since the rework, like since they got Zetas, the Phoenix team with Zetas at Gear 12 or maxed out is actually a pretty good team. So they're actually a pretty good squad. They work really well together if you have all 5. So definitely, I think that's why you're seeing that there. But that's our top 10 leaders at rank 1. We're going to move on to the top 10 squad members at rank 1. And Emperor Palpatine overtakes Grand Admiral Thrawn. So they kind of just swap positions here, with Palpatine now being the number 1 used character in all of Squad Arena. So that's pretty interesting. I mean, Grand Admiral Thrawn, I still think overall Grand Admiral Thrawn is the better character. I think that Grand Admiral Thrawn is number 1 in this game. I think he's the best character in the game. But as you can see, it's all Sith with Palpatine, besides Thrawn, Nihilus, Vader, and then Scion, CLS, R2-D2, Han Solo, and then Traya continuing to work her way up. Probably will surpass Han Solo in the next few days. And then holding on by, for dear life in the top 10 is General Kenobi there at number 10. Any thoughts on the top 10 squad members, Maurice? Okay, so Maurice is, I think he's filing his nails right now or reordering his sock drawer, but...
No, I'm here. I was just typing up a storm. I was on mute. No real comments here. It's the same thing. We'll see Traya slowly creep up the list.
Well, we didn't have the meta report last week, so there was not much changed over the last half a month, I guess, since the last time we did it. So
yeah.
But that's it. Not a lot of movement. Again, I believe Kenobi will be out of that top 10 by the... I would say by the end of July, Kenobi's gone. He's not in the top 10 anymore. So we'll see, unless there's some sort of massive Jedi love that we get, or a new character. But we'll see. All right, so that's our meta report for the week. Now we're going to go on to our top 5 for this week. And we're doing top 5 Jedi in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, kind of to coincide with the rework for Grandmaster Yoda, and kind of go through what the top 5 Jedi are now in the game. So Number 5, Jedi in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Where we go here, Maurice?
Qui-Gon Jinn.
Absolutely.
Old school Qui-Gon. He is the leader. He does have the Zeta leadership. That's kind of why he makes this list over somebody like Ayla, maybe. He's got the assist move. He's got an offense up, which is always helpful. Same kit he's always had. Got a little bit of turn meter removal on his basic. A pretty fast character. Has a speed lead along with some additional offense and whole bunch of foresight going around. The Jedi just have foresight everywhere now with all these new characters, these Zetas, the rework, stuff like that. So Qui-Gon Jinn. Same old Qui-Gon Jinn. We used to use in P1 of the Rancor.
Qui-Gon
with the Zeta.
Yeah, his Zeta is great. I mean, obviously the stacking offense, and also he's got the foresight. So I mean, the only reason he's on this list is because his Zeta really is a decent leader. You can win with him in TW against some mediocre teams. He's not as meta as he used to be. I mean, when the game first came out, you needed Qui-Gon Jinn. I'd say nowadays you can kind of get by without him, although he's still, always going to be a relevant character because I think whenever the Jedi do come back around, Qui-Gon Jinn will be part of that meta in some way, shape, or form. But
he's a pretty big part in some of these P1 teams people are running with the new Grandmaster Yoda.
Right.
Putting up some pretty big numbers with him in the P1 of the Sith Ray too. So he's got a little bit of use. If you amped him up early on, he's kind of been collecting dust to your bench. There is a use for him again, which is cool.
Offense up, he dispels, he calls in assist, and he heals on his call and assist. He reduces turn meter with his basic, and he has a speed lead. So he's always been, a very important character in the game. Obviously, one of the more important characters in the Jedi lore. So, we're always going to be talking about Qui-Gon Jinn. But that's our number 5 Jedi in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Moving on to our number 4 Jedi in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. We have Grand Master Yoda. Now, I know some of you guys are probably going to question us here. You're thinking Grand Master Yoda should be way up on this list. But no, he's not. Okay, and listen, we went back and forth on this. Me and Maurice, we were talking about it, and I think he is definitely vastly improved, and he's definitely a super important character in the game right now. But I'm going to explain to you why some of the other Jedi are a little bit ahead of him on this list, and it's close. Okay, it's definitely close, but it's a matter of importance. Okay, and obviously his leader ability now is much better. His whole kit all around is much better. Foresight, granting buffs to the whole squad. I mean, he's probably one of the best support characters in the game, period. You know what I'm saying? But
now you can do the AoE, absorb all the buffs on the opposing team, but then you get an immediate turn following with that Omega. So you can immediately spam it, which is a big jump to his usefulness. Because that the problem was, before you'd have to do the Master Stroke, and you'd have to last a whole turn without getting dispelled, killed, something like that. So now you can immediately spread the buffs as soon as you do the Master Stroke, which is a nice bump. He gives some crit damage and crit chance up now. His leadership ability is still, I don't know. It doesn't with so much foresight in the Jedi faction. I don't really understand the need for a tenacity leadership because they're never going to be hitting you. So I'm not a big fan of Grandmaster Yoda, but he is a lot better. And those of you that invested heavily in the Jedi, I'm sure he's a huge help.
If he just dispelled with his battle meditation, that would make him much better. Like if he was also if he basically with tenacity up, just like Rex gave dispel with that, I think he'd be even better. But that's
defense penetration up is a relatively new buff, and it does provide significant damage. So it's nice when he gets that and spreads it around. So that's a nice little bump to his kit too.
Yeah. But that's our number 4 Jedi in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Moving along to our number 3 Jedi in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, we have Ezra Bridger. Why do we have Ezra Bridger as number 3, Maurice? A lot of people probably think he should be higher on this list.
Well, I mean, you can make a case that any of these characters you know, I mean, 1 through 4, it's pretty much a coin. You know,
Yeah.
it's whatever. There's really no I don't know. But Ezra Bridger, if you got that Zayton flourish, he does massive amounts of damage. He double taps on his basic and stacking offense. But the best part of his kit is his assist, that the watch and learn. Because when you're controlling them, he's not good on defense. But when you're controlling them, you can pick who you want to assist, and in the class that you pick, like if you pick Kenobi to assist, he'll gain protection up. If you call an attacker, it's a guaranteed crit hit. And a support character, in this case, Grandmaster Yoda. Now, you basically call him in, and he gets basically his turn. Like it's you call the support characters, and they get turn meter. So you can call in any number. You can even call in Hermit Yoda on the assist, and he'll give you a slight heal, and he'll get some turn meter to go quicker. So that you can. It's a very situational move, and it can really change. It can help you out in all sorts of areas. I love his assist move. I think it's the best in the game. And yeah, the you can stack offense up to 4 turns, 10% offense at the end of his turn. This effect can stack up to 40%, and it lasts until he's defeated. So that's a nice, unique. And if he's in a Phoenix squad, I know we're talking about Jedi's, but he is a Phoenix as well, and that spreads to all the characters
Right.
underneath the hair lead. So that's nice too.
Right. Yeah. No. I mean, he's tremendous. Probably the highest damage dealer out of any Jedi. He calls in assist, much like Qui-Gon, but he also has the option or the chance, sorry, to double attack, which is fantastic and can do tremendous damage. His flourish also dispels and gives him significant turn meter if the enemy isn't buffed. He has the stacking offense as well. So I mean, he's just a tremendous all-around character. Pretty good speed, and he's definitely a fantastic attacking Jedi. So he's overall, again, he's somebody you're going to want to have in every Jedi squad if you're putting together a solid Jedi team. But the reason he's number 3 here is because number 2 and number 1 just provide a little bit more utility in other areas of the game, and we're going to go into that here in a moment. But our number 2 Jedi in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes is none other than Hermit Yoda. Yes, and Hermit Yoda, I believe, belongs here because of his viability in the Sith raid. He's a tremendous character because of his ability to call and assist as well. But Master's training is a fantastic buff for Jedi. He's kind of the maestro of the Jedi team. He's the conductor of the symphony orchestra, if you will, and he's got a ton of tricks up his sleeve. Obviously the ability to heal protection is a huge bonus. He's only, he doesn't do any attacks, so he's only there to kind of support the rest of the squad and help them by spreading buffs and calling in attacks. But that's kind of what the old man Yoda is there for. He's more of a mentor now at this state in his life, and he's just out there to kind of help the rest of the Jedi grow and mature. And his abilities, I mean, his in exile is a fantastic unique, and he's also just he's just a tremendous bonus for you when you're talking about any squad, really. I mean, you could put him into a Raid Jedi training team in the Sith raid. You could put him into really pretty much any team in all types of PvE content, and he'll give you some sort of a boost with his ability to call and assist and give health or heal protection and heal the rest of the squad up. I mean, he basically can heal a full health bar almost with his healing, so that's fantastic. Why do you think? What are your thoughts, Maurice?
Well, I mean, for a lot of the reasons you just mentioned, he doesn't attack, which is not terrible. But his basic attack does heal, both health and protection. It gives 5% turn meter to Jedi. That's something you forget about when you use them in these raid comps. You're not really using them with many Jedi, right? So, I mean, he does give 5% turn meter to Jedi. In Master's Training, it's on Jedi. It's a 50% boost to offense, defense, accuracy, potency. Might be leaving one out here. Hold on a second. Tenacity. So that's a lot, especially if you're using like a GK lead. He already gives a defensive boost to Jedi, and then you would add an additional 50% to that. So they do gain a lot of survivability, just tons of healing. That you put the Zeta on him, he does protection, and it spreads foresight to Jedi as well. So that's kind of why the Qui-Gon lead's kind of now, because there's so many other elements of foresight that these newer Jedi, or not the newer Hermit, both Yodas now provide. So you don't really need Qui-Gon as much as you used to. for this team, and it just the assist. In the raid, you stack Master's Training on the whole team, and every time you use that move, just all 5 characters or all 4 characters just come in and just assist.
Right, carries on through all the phases, so that's fantastic. Yeah,
Yes, yeah, it sure does, and that's just a great character. His second Zeta's, if you have the characters to do it, it can be useful. It's when a character dies, all his cooldowns are refreshed. So you can use a character like Scarecrow Pathfinder. I think a lot of people used in P2 with him. I've never tried him with Night Sister Zombie. Some people were saying that it didn't work properly anyway. This I don't know, but I mean that's an option as well. Every time Zombie dies, Yoda's cooldowns refreshing. You just spam that Master's Training over and over and over again. But it's a great character. If you guys don't have him, he is somebody you want to get out of the store. Get both him and Wampa before you focus on the gear.
Yeah, he's tremendous.
You'll want him.
Tremendous character, absolutely. That's our number 2 Jedi character in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Our number 1 Jedi in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, you know him. He's the reward for the heroic AAT raid, General Kenobi. So, I know you guys are going to think this is probably a homer pick, okay? Because, of course, General Kenobi's the number 1 Jedi. But that's really what it is. Of course, General Kenobi's the number 1 Jedi. Okay, he does everything. He calls in everybody to assist that's buffed. He can dispel. He can, give everybody a counterattack or retribution. He, gives crit immunity to his allies. He taunts. He has a passive taunt, So I mean, he's a fantastic character, and I mean, he's just been such a meta character since his release into the game. That you can't really think of any other Jedi in the game that's more important than Kenobi in all other aspects. I mean, he's great in Arena. He's great in PvE. He's great in a raid. He's great in every area. So even though we were just talking about him kind of slipping out of the top 10 squad members in the meta report, he's still just a fantastic all-around character and somebody that you can, definitely use in every single Jedi squad. And somebody that many people still use in almost every squad as their number 1 choice of tank. The only real contender to that right now, what I say, would be Darth Sion. But before Darth Sion came into the game, it was hands down all over the place Kenobi as the number 1 tank, and obviously the number 1 Jedi. What are your thoughts, Maurice?
Well, just because he's not currently useful in Arena doesn't mean he's a bad character. I mean, this Sith meta will pass. Just like the Darth meta one or Darth Maul meta pass, we'll see Rise of Kenobi again. Kenobi's best tank in the game, fantastic overall. I think it's the best leadership for the Jedi. That's just my personal opinion, especially with Hermit Yoda now with all the healing. Just a very useful character, but you can't use him now against Traya, unfortunately, because I mean, especially if you leave him on defense, he'll do the assist move, and then everyone assists. And you basically lose 35% turn or health as soon as you do any assist. I mean, that's why the Jedi are. I don't know. I just don't think they're. The rework to Grandmaster Yoda was nice, but currently. But as the game evolves, I think there is a chance for the Jedi to be a part of the next meta. Because they do have a great team now. They're really starting to come together. You got to have Kenobi on that team. Just
right.
He's going to dispel. When he does that move, if you don't have any debuffs, you get retribution. So that's pretty nice. So, you start getting a countering Ezra, a countering Grandmaster Yoda with that defensive penetration, crit damage, crit chance up. You can do some real damage on these counters now.
Yeah, he's a fantastic character, and absolutely, I mean, he's going to be a key part of whatever Jedi meta does eventually come back into the game, and that's eventually going to come. I just think they kind of held off on doing all the reworks for the Jedis, because obviously they have some other plans, but also because, whenever that does happen, I think it's going to directly counter the meta, and that's going to be, what eventually maybe takes over the Sith meta. You know what I'm saying? Because a perfect counter to the Sith would be a really sick Jedi team. So I think that's the direction they'll probably go. We'll have to wait and see. But General Kenobi is the number 1 Jedi in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. We do have an honorable mention, and many of you know her from the Clone Wars as well. Barriss Offee. Now, the reason we have her here is because of her Zeta, And her Zeta actually coincides and works really well with the General Kenobi lead. Obviously she's also a great addition to a lot of other squads. Really, her Zeta, she's not going to be on there for her attacking. Nobody really cares about healing anymore these days either. It's more about her ability to dispel debuffs passively, and also her ability to strengthen a squad with their health pool. You really need to get rid of Barriss Offee, first, because otherwise it's going to be tough to take out the rest of the squad here.
Yeah, this. I know Hermit Yoda is very difficult to obtain, especially if you're a newer player and you're not getting, if you're in a guild, you guys are doing territory battles and you get like 20, 21 stars. It is difficult and takes a while to get Hermit Yoda. And Barriss is an excellent piece in the meantime. And as you mentioned, you put Barriss and Hermit Yoda behind a GK lead, and get two of the higher DPS Jedi like Ezra, Ayla, Anakin, and then it's two heals where just the whole team will assist, and it's you can do some damage that way. So there's ways to get damage out of the Jedi because they do have a lot of healers. But she's definitely honorable mention. Her usefulness, as you mentioned, is kind of faded a little bit, but a lot of that has to do with Hermit Yoda. I mean, we all remember the GK Barriss meta. That was awful. It just takes you 4 minutes to beat the team. You'll have all 5 guys standing with full protection, but it takes almost a full 5 minutes. You're just like, ugh.
She was
in there. Like, ugh.
She was a great addition to those timeout teams with Baze and Chirrut a while back too.
Yeah, it was awful.
Yeah. But that's our top 5 Jedi in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, courtesy of the Alliance, Ramon, Azab, and good old Maurice. I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you do, please leave a like on the video. So what we're going to do now is we're going to move back into some gameplay. For any of you guys that would like to see, some more squads, or if you have any questions that you'd like to discuss here on the stream, now is the time. We're going to go into our Q&A section here of the live show. And while I'm doing that, if you guys have any suggestions for teams that you'd like to see, I'll try out some different things here in Arena. I actually do happen to have the CLS event up right now. So, we could actually go through both the Daring Droid and the Legendary event for Luke Skywalker. But those are, kind of easy. I don't know. I guess we could maybe just auto through it real quick. But if you guys have any things you'd like to see, please type them into the chat now, and I'll try to do some different Arena gameplay with that.
Yeah, we had Divine Axia has requested a few times JTR, BB-8, R2, Poe, and Trooper. So a more traditional, I guess not traditional, but an all-resistance team. And then DSP, these were from before, HK-47, Grievous, IG-88, Yoda, and GK.
Yoda and GK. Okay. All right, I'll try that out right after this
yeah,
match. Right
and then the resistance team, and then if we got time, I'll get in. We got a couple more too, but let's see. We do have some questions. Let me get to them. All right. Let's see. We got Mr. Wonderful. I have a request. Best Emperor Palpatine lead in Arena that can beat the common Traya comps, whether she is lead or not. So basically, what team would you suggest running under Palpatine lead? I'm assuming he doesn't have Traya. So how do you beat Traya with Palpatine lead?
Well, okay. Traya with a Palpatine lead. Well, honestly, you don't. You just don't do it. But no. In all honesty, you beat Traya with a Palpatine lead with Traya on your team. Traya counters Traya. So if you had let's say a Palpatine lead, but you use Traya support, that will help you beat Traya. But there's some other ways you can do it. It's just going to come down a little bit to RNG, to be honest with you. I think a good squad, if you're not using Traya, for example, would be something like what we're seeing here on the screen right now. I think a Palpatine lead with maybe Scion, Nihilus, Vader, and possibly Thrawn. I think that team could beat a Traya lead. Again, it's going to come down a little bit to RNG because ultimately, if the mods aren't right, or if for some reason you just have some bad luck, obviously some crits from Traya or Scion could take out some of your characters. So, and it's also going to depend on what's being ran with Traya. You know, if they have double taunt, for example, and they're running maybe Sith Trooper and Scion, you know, it's going to be tough if you don't have you know, some good dispels to actually attack Scion before you know, he obviously gets you know, gets going. So you want to it's going to depend on a lot of variables, but I think that the best counter to Traya is Traya. If you're saying that you don't have Traya and you just want to try to find other characters that can beat Traya, I would say that using Palpatine lead with Nihilus, Scion, Thrawn, and Vader, or possibly even maybe Nest, you know, might be the best squad you could throw out there.
Yeah, like if you're gonna use Vader, you almost have to use Nest, just because when you go with Vader, yes, Vader will go first, but as soon as you drop the dots on everybody, the opposing Nihilus gets to go, drains your whole cooldowns, and you lose, right? So you almost have to have you have to have Nest go first. You can have Vader clocked one speed, even with the bonuses. You know, calculate the bonuses in, and then have Vader like one speed slower with Nest. So Nest AOE removes the opposing turn meter and dazes hopefully Nihilus, and then you can come in with your Vader, drop the dots, and it won't feed Nihilus turn meter, and then you can, you know, do the Culling Blade and get your train rolling um, that way. If you don't want to use Vader, you know, use, you know, your Scion, your Nihilus, your Palpatine lead, and then, you know, Thrawn will definitely be needed if you're not going to use Nest. So basically, Nest and Vader, or Thrawn and you could even any number of Sith. You know, on offense, Savage isn't terrible, even if you don't have the Zeta on him, because he can go get in there and kill like a character like Nihilus. He's got tons of stacking health, you know. But if he does get below 50%, no matter how much health he actually has, Savage will kill him. So that's an option. A lot of people using Darth Maul leads again. I know that wasn't the question, but you know, it's an option. But yeah, even if you're, and that's Nest, you know, Gear 7 3-star, just make her as fast as possible. So that's a pretty free to play option that's available for everyone. Let's see here. We got Smoke 311. Best way to mod Count Dooku for TW defense.
Best way to mod Count Dooku for TW defense. Well, that's a pretty interesting question. I would say, really, not a single tick on the speed. That's ridiculous. Okay, so Count Dooku.
Well, it depends. I mean, if you're using him with Traya, underneath that Traya lead, every time you attack a debuffed enemy, you get 10% health for the whole team, right? So if you're under a Traya lead on TW defense, you want to just stack your Dooku. You don't want to, damage is irrelevant. Basically, Dooku is your Barris for the Sith, because he counters twice, 10% health, 10% health. On his turn, he goes twice, 10% health, 10% health. So, I mean, you're talking about these characters have massive health pools. It's not out of the realm of possibility if Dooku gets attacked, counters twice, and then takes his turn and counters twice. I mean, you can heal up, you know, Nihilus for 10, 15, you know, depending how, 15k, or in the course of, you know, 2 moves. I mean, so that's kind of useful. Yeah, you don't even need the Zeta, but the Zeta is helpful if you're using Palpatine. I don't know. I don't know how to do them for Palpatine. I just Traya, you can make him kind of like a healer in a sense.
I would
but
say,
you will need Gear 12 because he is squishy. So you got to stack him with health.
I would say if you're running him with Palpatine, you're going to want to mount him. Obviously, every character you're always going to want to mount up for speed, right? And
yeah. Oh yeah, you need him real fast for TW defense, very fast.
I would say you also want to mod him up with some. I think you're going to need some protection and maybe health mods because if you have a Zeta on him, doesn't he regenerate his protection?
He does, and he does a little bit more damage, yeah, and he gets crit immunity.
Right. So yeah, I would say you want to jack up his protection, and you know, give him a higher percentage health or a higher percentage of protection pool to regenerate. You know, because it's 10% protection per attack. So if he's counterattacking a lot, you're gonna want that. And then I would even consider You know, maybe do. I mean, if you're yeah, if you don't have protection options, I would consider, or maybe with the protection as primaries, use potency sets ideally, because then he'll stick his stuns and also his ability blocks, and you know that could be kind of annoying too if he has really high potency. So you know, I would say you know, you're looking with him at protection, potency, and speed, or for the main things you're looking for with him. This is my opinion.
All right, let's see, make sure. Yep. Thank Kyrell. What game mode do you guys currently enjoy the most?
Ooh, uh, I would say my favorite game mode right now is um, probably TW.
Yeah, he said he liked TW and Fleet the best. Yeah, TW is fun, but even TW is getting repetitive now. You know, like
Sure it
for the
is.
most part. Now guilds might switch it up with individual characters here and there, but for the most part, you're facing Trey or Palpatine, Ray, CLS, First Order, maybe the Phoenix. It is the same team over and over and over again. You're fighting. It's just slightly different variations, and those variations can make or break. You know, win or lose. They really can. So I mean, there's a big difference in running four First Order with Barris opposed to a traditional First Order team. You know, there is a you do need different characters to counter it, and so a lot of strategy. So TW is very fun. Yeah, I like the fleet too, just mainly because they did a real good job of balancing the ships. It just a lot of people don't realize the capability of some of these ships just because they don't have them and they're not comfortable with them. There's like the Geonosians are amazing. I mean, I'm using them in arena every day, and I don't really fall like it. It's cool to see the ships all kind of relevant. All of them have a use. Maybe yeah, for the most part. I mean, there's still a couple crappy ships, but you know that's. I mean, how good do you really need to make Resistance pilots ship? You know, so
So Divine Axia, this is your request here for JTR squad with Resistance Trooper and Poe. Against a Treya team. I think we're going to get destroyed here, personally, but we'll give it a shot. Okay, so let's go for Thrawn here.
all right. We got Hans, Omar, Vaughn, Harold, Duarte. Why does CLS and Visa Mars? Why do they not have the Jedi tag? And Ahsoka should too. I know they took that from her, but she was Fulcrum. Okay, let me try to rephrase that into a question. Basically, you think CLS, Visa Mar, Ahsoka, and Fulcrum? Do you think any of those characters should have the Jedi tag?
Well, okay, this is my thought process on that. I think that yes, it would be great if they had the Jedi tag, but I understand the reason why they don't have the Jedi tag. The reason that CLS doesn't have the Jedi tag is because the CLS that we have in this game right now, or the Luke that we have in this game right now, was only given to us to curb our requests or our wants for Return of the Jedi Luke. Because ultimately, I mean, people have been clamoring for a Luke with a lightsaber for a long time, and in order to make the people happy and give us a Luke that we wanted, without necessarily giving us the end game Luke yet, they had to do something like this. So instead of giving us Return of the Jedi Luke, they gave us a Luke in the middle somewhere that has a lightsaber but doesn't have the synergy with the Jedi yet. Because ultimately, that's the end game Luke that we're going to get in the next hero's journey, right? So ultimately, that's what will happen. But we'll have to wait for that. And with Visas Mar, in regards to that, she actually is not a Jedi. She was actually Darth Revan's student, and she. Hold on 1 second here. She was Darth Revan's student. Oh, this looked actually pretty good for a little while there, but the problem is now it's going to be Nihilus because. Okay, let's see. Illuminated Destiny could no. Can't stick a debuff on him for some reason.
Like that's just the problem in general with trail leads. They just have too much health regeneration and also it's very difficult to outlast them. Like you can get out of the gate real quick and kill a character and look like you're off to a great start. And we've seen 2 or 3 times now it just quickly just disintegrates. Just Nihilus gets that annihilate off. Scion pops is held by hatred, and that's basically that. That's a wrap.
Oh, this was really close. I mean, I thought that I had a chance here,
Mm-hmm.
but that's the end of it. That stinks. I honestly, I mean, we did a lot better than I thought we were going to do. That was pretty close, honestly. I thought that we were going to get wiped out.
But I mean, you don't. I mean, for those of you that run JTR and Arena, you can still do it. Like, I mean, you just have to. We just watched you remod these characters like instantly with whatever you had in your inventory. I mean, if you do take the time and tweak it and mold it, you can do it. It is doable. It's difficult, but you might have to refresh because you're going to lose some battles, but you can climb. But I don't know for how much longer. So
yeah,
you will need a backup plan because I mean, once these trays start getting to 6 and 7 star gear 12, it's going to be considerably more difficult.
Visas Mar was, yes, she was Revan's apprentice when he was a Jedi, but at the end, I mean, as you can, see with her red lightsaber, she did end up turning to the dark side. So afterwards, she she had a redemption arc, and she turned back to the light side. So she's not a Jedi, nor is she really a Sith. She has 0 factions. So she's actually kind of like Ahsoka in that she's a Force wielder and that she uses a lightsaber, but she's not really a Jedi or a Sith at the end of it all. But yes, if you were talking about like the original Visas Mar, she was originally a Jedi, and then she was tortured and turned into a Sith, and then eventually just kind of turned out to become a sort of a balanced character. But it would have been nice to see her have some sort of faction or some sort of tag besides being a light side character. You know what I mean? So hopefully one day she does. What were the other requests besides JTR? Where am I looking for this?
It was 47, IG 100, Grievous, Yoda, and GK versus a non-Traya team.
Okay, so was which lead? HK-47?
Yeah.
So HK-47, General Grievous, IG-88, and was it Hermit Yoda?
It just said Yoda. I'm assuming Grandmaster Yoda. I'm not really sure.
And what was the other character?
GK.
Okay. So we'll go. Has to be Hermit Yoda. Grandmaster Yoda has no place in this team. So let us know if you meant Grandmaster Yoda or Hermit Yoda, but I'm gonna go with Hermit Yoda because he's a better support character. No. No. Stop. Okay. All right. Let's see what we can do here. Maybe. Well, let's throw that on IG-88. Get IG-88 attacking again. This is not enough. Oh man. Yeah, this would be interesting. Maybe against like a different kind of squad.
Yeah.
I don't think we're gonna beat this team with this, but we'll keep trying.
Ancient Farmer asks, how do you balance what you want to farm for fun versus what you need to farm for guild raid purposes?
Well, that's really going to come up to you. I mean, listen, ultimately, you kind of have to farm the things that are necessary for your guild. The things that you want to farm for fun have to come second, I think, because Um, you know, the things you want to farm for fun are they're important because you want to enjoy playing your game, but at the same time, you know, in order to advance in this game, you need to be a part of a guild that accomplishes the content, right, or completes the content. So, and the only way you're going to do that and keep a place in a guild is by, uh, by doing what's necessary to defeat the content with them. You know, they're not going to want to carry you, so you have to, contribute, and that means, getting sometimes. I mean, sometimes farming your bounty hunters for dark side territory battles. That means farming, your Phoenix squad or your Rogue One squads for light side territory battles. That means farming, KRU or your First Order for territory wars. Whatever your guild is looking for, you got to do that. Now, some guilds have ridiculously strict requirements, and if that's the case, maybe that's not the guild for you. Maybe you want to play in a more casual guild where you can still farm the characters that you want and clear the content that you want. So it's going to be all based on your playing style. You know what I mean? But I would say that the guild always has to come first because there's always time to farm, projects or fun things. Once you're getting raid gear and you're getting Treya shards and Kenobi shards and all the stuff that you need in the game, then you can kind of move on to getting some of the things that you really enjoy because you're getting the essentials that you need to progress in the game because those are things that you have to get. I don't know if you agree with me or not.
Oh no, I mean you made a good point on it depends on how competitive you are, I guess. Like if you want to play the game for fun, that's perfectly fine. There is a guild out there for you. If you want to be more competitive and get the GKs, get the Raid Han, get Treya, you want to get all the gear 12 gear, you want to advance quickly, then you are going to need to focus farm whatever guild you're in, and keep up with the guild because you don't want to, like you've mentioned, you don't want to be the guy that's getting carried because in a in a competitive guild, you're gonna get the boot if you just constantly finish, the bottom 5 of the raid, don't participate properly in TW, that sort of thing. So a lot depends on you. There are just it's very difficult to progress and work on the characters that you like to farm for fun if you're not completing the content. But with so much stuff being required now, like you need raid for P1, you need IG88 for the bounty hunters, like you mentioned. So automatically you have R2, BB8, and you have IG88. So there's 3 droids. If you enjoy the droids, you're just 2 droids away from building a droid team. So I mean, you can kind of slowly work on 4th and 5th characters to complete a faction on the side. Like if you really like them, like if you love the Jedi, you need Ezra and Kanan for all sorts of things. Hermit Yoda's great, GK is great. So all you need is another Jedi or 2, whichever one you like the best. It's supposed to be fun. So just there you go. You got 5 Jedi. So you can kind of do both, I guess.
You can do both, but I mean, again, like we said, I think if you had to pick a priority, I would say the guild comes number 1, and then what you want comes after that because you're not going to progress in the game without this game. You have to be in a guild in this game. So I mean, like if you're not doing what you need to do, the guild is not going to keep you. So you have to do whatever you can to make that guild, appreciate you being there, and that sometimes involves farming things that you'd rather not farm today. But I mean, again, if you're somebody who's not as competitive and you're just trying to farm what you want and you want to play for fun, there's guilds for you like that too that are more relaxed and they don't really have requirements, and it's more about just going out there having a good time. If you want to go away for a couple of days and go on vacation and you're not going to be around, that's cool. There are guilds where that's just completely unacceptable. I mean, so it just depends on what you're looking to do.
Well, the Star makes a good point too. You don't need to be in the top 1% guild.
Right.
That is true. There's all sorts of levels of competitiveness. So you really just have to find the right guild for you. Pretty much is what it boils down to.
Right.
That determines how much you can farm for fun, I suppose.
I'll tell you. Rewards wise, as long as excuse me, as long as you're able to clear the heroic Sith and all the raids, and you can clear dark side territory battles, and you're smart with how you do your TW. You can clear all the content and get basically the same rewards that all these 180, 190 GP guilds are getting. I mean, it's just a matter of taking everything that you can get for free and doing all your dailies every day and doing what you got to do. And you don't necessarily have to be, in a uber competitive guild, and you'll get the same rewards that anybody else gets. You just have to try it out. That's the way this game is. Now some people think that's fair. Some people think it's unfair. Some of the higher tier guilds think that they should be getting better rewards because they have a higher tier guild. And obviously, I'm sure the majority of the player base thinks that it should be even between everybody. So I personally, I think that the way it is fine. I think we should get more rewards. I think we could always use more rewards, especially for some of the things that we're doing. I think that the rewards for dark side territory battles or light side territory battles should be higher too, because I mean that's a 5-day event. Sorry, 6-day event. So yeah, I think that's the kind of thing where yes, I mean you're doing something like that. I think the reward should be a little bit better. I think that some of the people at the bottom of the raid tiers, like in 40th place or 30th place, should still get better rewards, and they should also increase the rewards for people at the top end of the raid as well. So this game doesn't really give fantastic rewards as I've seen in some other games. Like in some other games I play, I know you can get rewards that are like really elite for placing in higher ranks. But I'm saying it's especially now that they added these new pieces. I feel like some of these new pieces that they're adding, you should be able to get them in territory wars too. You should be able to get them in dark side territory battles. Shouldn't just be exclusive to the Sith raid. That's just my opinion, but
It won't be. I mean, we've seen it. When the Gear 12 gear initially came out, it's slowly being integrated into other modes of the game. We can buy all of it in the shipments for crystals now if you want. We got the Guild Event Store, TB, TW, all that stuff rewards it. So I mean, there will be other ways to get this in the future, because eventually they're going to give us that 6-piece, right? They're going to give us that 6-piece that's not here right now.
eventually,
And so
yeah.
when they give us that piece, maybe some of these newer, overpowered pieces, which they are, these pieces are stupid good. They'll become either farmable other areas of the game. Like we can actually physically farm from the ship table some of the Gear 12 stuff now. The purple components, some of the purple components for the older Gear 12 stuff, we can farm now with energy. So that's helpful, because I mean every character in the game seems to need either a multi-tool, or a bayonet or a med pack. They need one of those three. So everyone needs them. So it's nice to kind of that way you can farm the purple stuff out of the fleet and purchase the gold stuff from your guild exchange shop.
Right.
So it's getting there. It just takes time. Hans had another question. In the mods challenge, in Jawas or Scout, what is the minimum to win 3-star in the 3rd tier of the crit damage with the Jawas and the crit chance with the Scoundrels?
Well, I would say with the Jawas, I mean, you could do probably Gear 8, Gear 7, Gear 8, and get away with it.
Yeah, well, just to get it done, just to get it done 3-star, take your arena mods, throw them on your Jawas, and just get it done. Like, I'm pretty sure you can do it, like you said, Gear 7, Gear 8. You can even do it with all 5-star. I think engineers pretty difficult to get, but I think the rest are relatively easy. It sucks to spend canteen energy on Jawa and Jawa Scavenger, but you need the crit damage mods. I mean, you get in the 5-star, I would stop and try. If you can't do it, maybe take, like Dachka, maybe take Chief Nebbit, some of the easier characters to get them to 6-star, maybe put a gear level on them, try again. But that one's not very difficult. The Scoundrel one isn't too bad either. I mean, you're going to need those characters for the credit heist. You're going to need them. You could just use your bounty hunter team that you need for TB.
Right.
They're all Scoundrels, so I mean, they're a little easier to do than when we originally did it. When we had to use like Clone Wars Chewbacca, and I don't even think Dengar was in the game. Like there was not very many options. I think I did it the first time with Mob Enforcer as my 5th, and Cad Bane. So that's gotten significantly easier as time goes on.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't really see too many more questions. We got some suggestions for teams and stuff, but no, I don't think there's too many more questions.
All right. Well, I mean, I'll try to get to some more of those teams on the next one, but we're already getting kind of late here, so we're gonna wrap this up here pretty soon. But you know, I appreciate everybody kind of sticking it out with us here. I'm gonna try to see if I can beat this squad here, but I don't think it's gonna. I don't think it's gonna happen. This Imperial Trooper team, I really like to work on this team, to be honest with you, because I think I'd like to put together you know, an Imperial Trooper video sometime this week. I really like.
Oh wait, yeah, I did. Okay, my bad. I did miss one question.
Sure.
I had it too, and I forgot it. I just skipped over it. Um, let's see. Where is it? Hold on, give me a second here. I lost it. I delete him as I read him. I think I deleted his question too.
Good job, Maurice.
Yeah. Otherwise, it just gets super cluttered. Star, just ask it again, man, if you can. I remember writing it down. I think I deleted it. So if my bad. It's
Oh.
getting late here. Here it is. Do you think CG made crafting the new gear terrible? With so many pieces needed, it's hard to tell if you're almost complete on a piece.
Oh. Well, what do you mean by that? Like with the new pieces you're talking about?
I'm assuming he means like the brand new pieces. Like you need the 50 of component A and 40 of component B, which you can only get from the Sith raid, right? But there's a third piece, like for instance, they take like stun cuffs, carbonis, and then most of them take one of the newer purple components, like I was talking about, that you can farm from the fleet. So, you know, you need like a third component that's craftable, and of course, they all take the most commonly used purple gear.
Right.
So,
Okay, like these MK10.
yes, the med packs there. You need those for yeah, you need the hollow lenses for some of them. That's a tank raid drop. You need the med packs that you need 40 of them to craft the original Gear 12 med pack that gives 6250 health, but now you also need them for some of the new pieces. But
I don't think they ruined it. I think personally that uh, you know, some of I think that I don't think we're getting Gear 13 anytime soon, right? I think that's why they didn't leave. Like if you look at the bottom here, it says Gear 12 to Gear 12, right? Like so, I think there's a reason that they went with kind of just having us, you know, get the pieces that we have gotten, and there's a reason that they didn't give us speed in the first three pieces that we got. So I think that this is going to be the way that we go for a little while now. I think that we're not going to get any Gear 13. Definitely not this year, I don't think. So, I mean, I could be wrong. I mean, you know, I obviously, but I feel like, I feel like they wanted this to be like a long grind for a reason, you know, and they want kind of Gear 12 to they want to make Gear 12 kind of go and last a long time. So like in the past, you know, we've kind of, you know, we went from Gear 8 to Gear 11 like really fast, right? Like we went through 3 gear levels super fast in a matter of like a year. You know what I mean?
yeah, that went pretty quick. I mean, all the level cap increases and the
Yeah.
oh yeah, it's funny. I was looking through some of my YouTube videos, and I have like videos from like level 70, and then like 3 months later, I'm all the way up to level 80. You know, like it's just
Right, and I don't think they're doing that again this time. I think now what they're doing is they're trying to kind of make Gear 12 last a while, and then if we do eventually, or when we do eventually get to Gear 13, that they'll make that last a super long time too. That's why we haven't gotten a level cap increase in, you know, over like almost a year and a half now. You know what I mean? So it's been a long time. But that's the way they're doing it, and I think that there's a reason that they have this gear being such a hard kind of goal to attain because they want to make it last a long time. So I don't think we're gonna fall behind the wall here. I think we're gonna have a long enough time to farm these pieces, and we'll be working on Gear 12 for quite some time, at least for the foreseeable future. So I don't think it's anything to really fret about yet. And whenever that,
I have no problem with the cost of the pieces in terms of how long it takes to farm. Because if you think about it, how long would you farm mods if you just use all your Cantina energy on mods? and you farm mods every single day, how long would it take to improve one of your characters by 12 speed? You know, it takes a long time, and so it's going to take a long time to farm these pieces too. But you will see a division, though. The people that consistently get top 10 of the raid are have a chance to get these fully crafted ones, so they can just bypass the whole farming for your stun cuffs and all that junk we just talked about. You know, so there will start to be, you will see some separation, and you'll be able to look in your arena and tell in like 2-3 months, you'll be able to easily tell who gets, you know, top 10 in the Sith raid consistently, because they will have way more pieces than those that don't. So if you guys are pushing for the raid and trying to improve your raid, that's if you guys are very competitive in this game, you really have to focus on the Sith raid. It'll give you a huge edge if you can start just getting those full drops in the top 10. So that's important to note.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, I think that's about it, man.
All right, guys. Well, we're gonna go ahead and call it a stream. I appreciate everybody hanging with us till what is now 3 o'clock Eastern time on my watch. But I definitely will be back later this week with Marvel Strike Force live on Friday night, and then we'll be doing another Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes stream on Sunday night, just like tonight. Hopefully a little bit earlier. But I'll also be on the Reality Skew Gamers channel on Saturday for Jedi Academy next week. And during the week, you can expect some content. I'm going to be putting out some different videos. I know I promised you guys a movie review the other night. I'm still editing that, so I'll probably have that out either later tonight or tomorrow. And that's for Jurassic World. And I'll also be doing a movie review for Ant-Man and Wasp later this week as well, as a few other Galaxy of Heroes and Marvel Strike Force videos. So stay tuned, guys. I appreciate everybody hanging out. If you like the content, please leave a like on the video. If you're not subscribed, do subscribe, and also click that little bell to get notifications whenever I do post another video. But I appreciate everybody hanging with us. If you want to join us, you can come over to the Alliance Discord or to www.thealliancegaming.com for all your Alliance gaming needs. But we will be back next Sunday with the Alliance Live Show number 55. And may the Force be with you guys. We will see you on the next one. Later, guys.